and was originally trained in EMDR. I have been doing trauma work for almost a decade and really had a steep involvement in what was involved in working with people with trauma. And fortunately for me, that history and having been training with people who became the leaders in trauma work, I was ready to step into that lens. And what I noticed was that after 2 long weekends in EMDR training, anyone could step into working with people who have been traumatized and not have any training required of them to learn the neurobiology of trauma, the developmental stages of trauma recovery, about dissociation and how we can stumble into misdiagnosis very easily because dissociation can disguise many different diagnoses. It can look like something else, and we can not get that easily. The medical comorbidities are really pretty standardized. Once you start to work in this field, you start to see and expect where trauma is going to manifest in the body as a comorbid condition. Learning about misattachment and neglect and how those create traumas in the brain. Because a lot of people, if you ask them if they've been traumatized, they'll say no when they've had neglect, because they see trauma as physical violence or sexual abuse. They don't see neglect or misattachment as a trauma. But in the brain, that is affecting the brain the same way as physical violence is. So we need to learn how to differentiate. And if you are not trained in EMDR, but you're working with people as a generalist, and people are coming to you with anxiety, understand the source of that anxiety is going to be misattachment, neglect, and or trauma. And soon after working with these people, you may find yourselves in the deep end over your heads a little bit in terms of what you know. But this training, fortunately, will provide the foundations for everything you need to know about trauma, including all the things I just mentioned. And this is a 3-hour comprehensive training on trauma, giving you the building blocks and the tools to really be able to work with people, whether you're an EMDR therapist or a generalist. It doesn't matter. You still will have a competency now after this training. And this training was even endorsed by EMDRIA, who is the parent industrial leader in EMDR training. They're the ones that issue those certifications and decide on what the training requirements are. Even they agreed this training was needed and blessed this training with 3 EMDRIA credits that you can use towards EMDR certification. So this training is really a comprehensive, complete training on what you need to know to get started in trauma work or to deepen your competencies if you're already there. Please click on the link and enjoy and benefit from this vital, essential training.